Hi, this is Zach here with the US Chartbreakers here at Zach's Traders Cafe for Tuesday, the 23rd of January, and quite a set of stocks, but starting off with the S&P, which is no less wonderful in terms of the recent rally within a rising October trend channel. Was certainly a wow factor there as well. The old resistance there towards 4,800, 4,790, 4,800. Above that, we're looking for up to 5,020 by the end of next month. On the downside, not expecting anything worse than 46.80 if we do break back below that old December-January resistance area near 4,800. Moving on to the stocks, starting off with Aquabounty, and here you can see that the shares are still trying to, well, they're bumping along the bottom, still trying to break the recent, rather painful bear run that they've had. Another attempt at sustaining the 50-day line around $2.30. Above that, got a line there to break from back in August, $2.70. The big breakout would come if we broke that, and then that would take us to $4.25 by the end of next month. Ideally, we stay on the right side of the $2 mark, given that that was the support area for yesterday's session. Moving on to Brera Holdings, and here you can see that we've got this rising trend channel base gapped up towards the 50-day line at the end of last month, and looking strong now after a breaking neckline resistance around $1.30. Above that, looking for up to $3.30, which is the top of that rising trend channel from back in August, in fact the end of July. But the key here, holding on the right side of $1.30 and ideally the right side of $1.50. Bullfrog is next, and obviously right on the zeitgeist in terms of AI. Here you can see that we had our first target there around $4.10. Above that, we were looking for $7, and that has been duly achieved, perhaps rather more quickly than was anticipated, but nevertheless a decent win there, and above $7.10, which is that resistance line there from last summer, looking for obviously a retest of the $8.50 area, maybe up to $9 by the end of next month. Ideally, in this situation, we stay on the at and above the top of the gap there, $5.60, ahead of a move towards the $9 area. Not quite so sparky in the next one, but still nothing to be sniffed at with Cano Health. Here you can see that the shares are once again trying to break a recent rather strong bear run. We've got a falling wedge break there, so that's through the $1.70 level. Above that, looking for the 50-day moving average up to $7 as soon as the end of next month. But ideally, we stay on the right side of the $2 mark if we are going to achieve that. In fact, $2. Yesterday's low. Next up is the interestingly named China Liberal, which I will type out properly. China Liberal Education Holdings, which seems to be a bit of a oxymoron, but never mind. Here you can see that the shares have bounced at the old November-December support area, just below $2. Above that, looking for not only sustained price action at the 50-day line at $2.72, but also up to $3.50 maybe by the end of next month, or hopefully rather sooner than that. If you're fussy, you want to see more of the RSI above the neutral 50 level rather than where it is at the moment. On to another stock which looks as though it may have legs in the near term. Already has legs, in fact. Dianthus Therapeutics, here a massive gap to the upside off a rising 50-day line and above recent resistance around $15, looking for up to $20 by the end of next month at the top of a rising trend channel from the end of March last year. Another stock which is on the up at the moment, I think we've covered it already this week, in fact, is Digital World. And here you can see we had our original target there around $27, and that's been blasted out of existence. The next level up, which obviously seems rather optimistic, but so did obviously the $30 area, is up to $75 by the end of next month, or obviously rather sooner. The way of handling this at the moment is probably to regard the shares as being needing to stay on the right side of the 40 level, given that that's roughly half of yesterday's range. So $38 to $40, probably the stop loss there if you are involved in that highly volatile situation. Moving along to another stock which has been a recent flyer here, Fitell Corporation. Here we've got a broadening triangle base, $3.65, the top of the triangle there, and the longer we stay above recent resistance around $2.20, the sooner we're expecting $3.60 plus by the end of next month or even sooner. One of the bigger movers of the recent past, a high-profile mover, has been Mega Matrix, and here you can see another stock which has blown the lights out in terms of the targets we set. First one around $2.90, the second around $3.60. At above $3.60 now we can upgrade it to that black resistance line projection as high as $5, hoping for that by the end of next month, maybe even by the end of this month, especially if we stay above the floor of the latest gap around $3.30. Another interesting stock which is repeating here is coming up, and it's called Meiwu. Here we had, or have had, the break of that resistance line there from back in September at $5. Above that we were looking for the shares to hit $8 by the end of next month. That could obviously happen a bit sooner, the way things are going, even by the end of this month. But the key here is probably staying above that old December resistance around $5.60 ahead of a move towards $8. Another nice situation coming up, and here you'll see why with the Rail Vision. We've got a potential rising trend channel base in place since the end of October, top of the channel there at $4.10, and we're looking for that while we hold above the floor of the channel and the 50-day moving average at $1.60. Any dips towards that currently regarded as a buying opportunity. The stock which seems to have had some interesting coverage on Twitter, or X as we now call it, is Rumble with a bear trap gap reversal. Bear trap from below the old November-December support area, $4.30. Above that, looking for at least the $5.60 area, which is the top of that broadening triangle from back in November. Hopefully we'll get that over the next few sessions. On to the last two. First one coming up, and it is Sagimet Biosciences. Here, a massive gap to the upside, obviously blowing the lights out in terms of our previous target there, around $10.70. Upgrading that now to as high as $25 by the end of next month, especially while we remain above resistance on the way down around the $13.50 mark. So looking good there. Another recent repeat to finish off is Tenaya Therapeutics, and here narrowly missed our target there, up to $5.80. Still looking for that by the end of this month, while we hold above the recent support, or the latest support, the top of the gap there, $4. So above 4, looking for up to $6 there at Tenaya. That's it for me today. More updates tomorrow.